Hey you and welcome. I'm Mr. Barry. In this whole video we're going to be looking at two different technologies that are on the way out, if not already out. These technologies have been around for over 100 years, and it will surprise some of you to know that newer products will not be supporting them. So let's take a look at these technologies, you and I. Come on. The audio port that we are so very familiar with came out back in 1870. Of course, back then it was larger, but it served the same purpose as its smaller 3.5mm version. The telephone has come a long way since its invention, and with many advancements in technology, many components of the traditional telephone system have become obsolete. One such component is the TRS, or the tip ring sleeve plug, which was extensively used by telephone operators in the past. However, with the evolution of the telecommunications, the TRS plug has gradually faded into history. We will look into the history of the TRS plug, how it was utilized by telephone operators of the past, and why it is facing obsolescence in modern telecommunications. The TRS plug, also known as the quarter-inch phone plug, was first developed back in 1870 as a means to connect telephone lines. It consists of these main components, as you see here. Number one is the tip that carries the data signal. Then number two is the insulating grommets, which prevent any shorts between the power and the ground. Then we have the ring, which is number three, that carries another data signal for stereo compatibilities. And then number four, the sleeve, hence the name tip ring sleeve. On the original TRS plug, the tip carried the positive polarity and the ring carried the negative polarity, and the sleeve carried the common ground. During the heyday of telephone operators who were responsible for manually connecting calls in the early days of telephony, the TRS plug played a critical role. Telephone operators used switchboards, which were equipped with multiple jacks to insert the TRS plugs. The operators would use patch cords equipped with the TRS plugs on both ends to connect incoming and outgoing calls by physically plugging them in to the appropriate jacks. Operators were highly skilled in using the TRS plug to connect calls accurately and efficiently. They would listen to the caller's request and then manually connect the call by patching the appropriate cords into the right plugs. And then they would disconnect the call once it was completed. Telephone operators were often required to work in fast-paced environments, dealing with a high volume of calls and managing complex switchboard systems, as seen here. With the advent of automated switching systems and digital telecommunications, the role of the telephone operators as well as the TRS plugs was greatly diminished during the 1970s and 80s. Even though the TRS plug fell out of favor for telecommunications, it still found a home with music lovers. Over time, the larger quarter-inch TRS plug gave way to the much smaller 1/8 inch or 3.5mm TRS plug, which we now know as the headphone jack. It was a widely used audio connector that has been a standard in consumer electronics for decades. However, in recent years, there has been a trend towards its phasing out in some devices. One key reason for the declining use of the 3.5mm plug is the increasing demand for thinner and more compact devices. As technology advances, manufacturers are constantly seeking ways to make devices slimmer, more streamlined, and the traditional 3.5mm plug can be seen as a limitation in this regard. Removing the headphone jack allows for a thinner profile and more internal space for other components or features. Another factor driving the decline of the 3.5mm plug is the growing popularity of wireless audio options, such as Bluetooth headphones and earbuds. Wireless audio offers convenience and flexibility, as it eliminates the need for physical cables and allows for greater mobility. This has led to a shift in consumer preferences towards wireless audio solutions, and some device manufacturers have responded by removing the 3.5mm plug altogether. The next technology that is disappearing may surprise some. It's AM radio found in newer cars. AM is a popular medium for radio broadcasts around the world. It often allows for regional interests such as news, weather, and sports. In fact, the Emergency Alert System is a national public warning system that the U.S. uses to warn of emergencies. And one of its avenues of communication is AM radio. Autos that are EVs and hybrids have stopped using AM radios because of interference from the electric motors. Already, EVs from Audi, BMW, Porsche, Tesla, and Volvo are sold without any AM radios, and it's been that way for years. Tesla originally included AM radio in their Model S, but phased out the functionality across the lineup in 2018. Even hybrids are abandoning the technology too, as in the case of Volvo's T8 PHEVs. And this is all due to the audio quality problems rooted in electromagnetic interference, of which EV's drivetrains produce a significant amount. Cars' engines and other complex electronics have always made EM interference, but low wattage static is relatively easy to shield against. It's not as simple with EVs that pull hundreds of kilowatts from their batteries, generating far more interference, reducing audio quality in cars. And beginning in 2024, Ford has announced that their vehicles, both EVs and gas powers, will lack an AM receiver. Ford spokesman Wes Sherwood has stated,
"We are transitioning from AM radio for most new and updated 2024 models."
And he also added,
"A majority of US AM stations, as well as a number of countries and automakers globally, are modernizing radio by offering internet streaming through mobile apps, FM, digital, and satellite radio options. Ford will continue to offer these alternatives for customers to hear their favorite AM radio music, news, and podcasts as we remove amplitude modulation, the definition of AM in this case, from most new and updated models we bring to market."
So as you can see in Ford's statement, there are many alternatives for customers to hear their favorite AM radio music, news, and podcasts. This is all done through streaming through mobile apps, FM, digital, and even satellite radio options. And about the emergency alert system, it is actually a network of many different communication mediums, where AM is only one way they communicate emergencies. So you still be notified when that tornado is running down your alley. Hey, if you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have a question about this, or if you have an idea for a future video. Just leave it down in the comments and I'll make sure that I get to it. Thank you to all those who are sharing my videos on their social media, and y'all have a very good day. Bye-bye.